Hello everyone, this is Helios Raven. I tell you how you do it, even if you don't care. And we're continuing our in-depth look into the forces of Tau with the Tau orbital stations the planetary defenses that they added onto these vessels. The first set that they were given was security orbitals. These are defensive stations with 4 hit points, no speed, no turns, 1 shield, armor 5, turrets 3, and are fitted with tracking systems, which are really nice. It's armed with a railgun battery, range 45 centimeters, firepower 2, firing arc 360 degrees. Ion cannons, range 30 centimeters, firepower 2, 360 degree firing arc, which is really nice. You get a couple of these up, keep your ships really close to them, and not only do they get support with extra railguns and ion cannons, but they also get the tracking system, which makes the Tau really dirty in long-range combat, which is what you really want with your Tau. They were also given the Aircast Orbital City, which, if you ask me, looks a lot like the floating city in the clouds in Empire Strikes Back. It's also pretty nasty. It's got 12 hit points, no speed, no turns, 4 shields, 5 armor, 4 turrets, and is fitted with tracking systems, which makes it really nice defensive and support model. It has railgun weapon batteries, range 45 centimeters, firepower 12, firing arc 360 degrees, and it has a launch bay of mantas for squadrons. So this is great defensive to help protect your Tau fighters, your Tau vessels from incoming ordnance, as well as giving just a barrage of weapon battery fire, which can always be grateful, and since it has the tracking systems again, makes the Tau that more dangerous in long-range combat, which is what you want your Tau to have. So both of these were really nice complements, and I think they're a little bit better than the old orbital stations that the Tau were given. And that was it for new models. Then what was left was the Koravash fleet list. And I forgot to mention this, the difference between the two fleet lists is the Koravash are supposed to be the new age Tau vessels, whereas the other fleet list in the Armada book, which is the Korvatra vessels, were the older age ships of the Tau. And with this new fleet list, you were given a fleet commander. You may have one in your army. If it's 750 points, he has to be in the army, and their leadership is applied to the vessel they're on. The Corel gets a leadership 8, while a Koro gets a leadership of 9. They have 1 reroll added to them, and you may purchase additional rerolls. 1 reroll is 25 points, and a extra 2 rerolls is 75 points. The Corel commander is 50 points, while the Koro leader is 80 points. Battleships, your fleet may include a maximum of 1 Castadian-class carrier per 750 points total. Up to 750 points, maximum of 1, up to 1500 points, maximum 2, etc. And the Custodian-class cruiser is 310 points. The cruisers, you're allowed up to any number of cruisers. The Protector-class warship is 190 points, and the Emissary-class warship is 130 points. In terms of escorts, you may only have a number of Warden-class escorts equal to the number of Castadian carriers that are present. You may only have up to 3 Wardens for each Castadian-class carrier, and the Wardens are 30 points. So, like I said, if you have a very small game, you're only limited to have 3 of these Warden-class ships. But the other escort, the Castellian-class heavy escort, you can have any number that you like, and they're 50 points each. And personally, I kind of think they're a little bit better than the Wardens, so you're not really losing much with that. In terms of ordnance, the Barracudas and Manta squadrons are listed as previously stated, and all gravity launchers are armed with Tau torpedoes, which are really nice. Planetary defenses, some scenarios that specify the defender can spend a certain amount of planetary defense points. In this case, a Tau defender may choose from the planetary defense list up to the points value indicated. For other models or buying planetary defenses, see the Battlefleet Gothic rulebook. The security orbitals are 80 points, while the Aircast Orbital City is 160 points. And then for allies and subjects and mercenaries, the Tau fleet may frequently used mercenaries. These include subject races, commerce partners, allies, and the Corvata, the older Tau vessels, as I mentioned. They could have Demerg vessels. They can either have the Stronghold or the Bastion class vessel. With the Nakassar, they could have the Tau escorts. But you may not include any more Dao escorts than you do Tau escorts. Otherwise, your range is unlimited. So as long as the number of Taus in your number of Tau escorts you have in your fleet doesn't exceed your Tau escorts, it doesn't matter how many you have. And as far as Corvatra vessels, the Tau fleet may take any allied force of the Corvatra ships. You may choose capital ships and escort vessels from the Corvata fleet lists in the Armada Handbook. You may not spend more points on Corvata ships than on Corvash ships, the Forge World model ships. And the restrictions of the Corvata lists still apply. This fleet may itself include commanders as normal. So basically, they're saying you can mix the two, but any Corvata ships that you pick still follow the rules and restrictions applied in their fleet list mentioned in the Armada book, as the Corvash have to follow their fleet list that's mentioned here, their rules. So that is it for the Forge World vessels, and we'll talk about which I think are better and thoughts on that in my final thoughts video. So until next time, this is Helios Raven signing off.